Hello, welcome to episode 17 of Pub Football with Miles and Jimmy, the show where we talk about the Premier League and drink a couple of beers while we do it.
We do, and it's a Friday.
Yeah, a couple, one each, it's turning out to be. Yeah. And it is a Friday night, so the game, week 9 for the Premier League is tomorrow. Some big games this weekend as well, actually. We'll quickly run through the games quickly. Everton-West Ham is the early kickoff tomorrow at 12:30 at Goodison Park. Starting at 3 o'clock kickoffs, Aston Villa-Brighton, Bournemouth-Norwich, Chelsea-Newcastle, big game that for Chelsea and Newcastle actually after the last week. Leicester-Burnley, Tottenham-Watford, huge game. Wolves-Southampton, the late kickoff 17:30.
Sorry, I did it that way to annoy you.
Crystal Palace against Manchester City at Selhurst Park. On Sunday, one game. It's one game only, and it's a big one. Man United-Liverpool.
Huge.
They have 2.5 hours of coverage before it, don't they, on Sky? Ridiculous. And then Monday night football, Sheffield United are hosting Arsenal at Bramall Lane. Starting at the top, tomorrow's early kickoff, 12:30, Everton against West Ham. Quite simply put, this is a huge game for Marco Silva.
Oh, it's massive. Yeah, he is a man under pressure at the moment. They aren't picking up the results. He's not quite getting the starting 11 right in my eyes. And yeah, looking at this one and what's coming up, he needs to start winning games, otherwise he is in trouble.
They're in the relegation zone. I think they've scored the second fewest goals in the league, third fewest. It's up down there. They've only scored about 6 goals this season.
Which is crazy, considering the amount of attacking kind of quality they have.
They don't have a striker.
Well, yeah, you look behind that though, and you do think, Christ, they're quite good.
Yeah.
Simpson's decent. Walcott's okay when he plays. Iwobi's decent.
Richarlison.
Yeah.
Bernard.
Decent.
Yeah. And then Keane's on the Golden Boy shortlist.
Yeah.
And he's not starting ahead of Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah.
Who's just awful. Just dreadful. So he is.
I do fear for them tomorrow. I've got a feeling a very informed West Ham might cause carnage.
I like this West Ham side. I really do. The loss against Crystal Palace going into the international break is a bit of a blip.
A little bit, yeah. Probably should have won the game. We did watch it, and they're miles better, weren't they?
First half, second half, they let their foot off the gas. I really like Allaire. In terms of strikers doing well, I really like Allaire. Even when he's not scoring, the way he brings others into play is vital.
Yeah, their front four are very decent. Yarmolenko one side. You've got Anderson, Fornals. You've got all these players who are very good.
Lanzini's there.
Exactly.
Okay, let's get your score prediction.
I think West Ham are going to win. They won there last year, and I think they're going to win 3-1.
It's going to be 1-1. It's going to be 1-1. But I think either way, Marco Silva, I think, is odds on in the sack race.
Yeah, I was going to mention Marco Silva's in massive trouble. They've got Brighton away next, which is difficult. Then Spurs at home.
Which
and
is easy.
After that, then they've got top 6 teams for pretty much about a month.
What are you talking about, Spurs?
Well, I'm not this year.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, after that, they are in massive trouble. If he doesn't win games now, he is going to be out the door by Christmas.
Yeah, I was about to say that, gone by Christmas.
Yeah.
Aston Villa, Brighton, the first of 3 o'clock games at Villa Park. I feel like Villa are starting to find their feet.
Yeah,
I saw the story of Wesley, the striker, today. He had his first kid at 14.
Wow, how many has he got?
Second one at 16. I don't know how many
he's got more kids in Premier League goals yet.
I think so, probably. He's been struggling, but he almost scored a hat-trick last weekend.
He should have scored a hat-trick. No, he missed a penalty, didn't he?
Brighton, though, coming off a win against Spurs. Convincing win. Not just a win, they battered Tottenham.
Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting game. 2 teams in decent form. I've got a feeling the home team are going to nick it.
Yeah.
Like you, I feel like Villa are finally kind of getting their feet under the table, what the Premier League's all about.
Yeah.
I like McGinn.
He scored a hat-trick for Scotland.
He did, and he makes rays a little bit like Lampard. He just makes late runs, and he's always in the right place. You go, oh, Christ, he's chipping it.
Just shows what we say about strikers, about what Rashford isn't doing. You get in the box, you've got to
exactly. You've got to gamble, and
I love seeing that from midfield.
Yeah. And it's becoming a rare thing these days, isn't it? Someone who just makes that run.
As for Brighton, young superstar, he's at 18, I think.
Connolly, decent, very good.
Scored twice against Spurs.
Yeah, came on for Ireland in the week, looked very, very handy. So
I think
got a big future.
I think Potter's been talking about, or Mick McCarthy, one of his managers, has been talking about protecting him, not overexposing him.
I'll give him game time.
Give him game time, but just making sure that he doesn't get.
Well, I think he's got Glenn Murray there as well, who's going to be such a good person to learn from as well. I think that's a massive bonus.
Yeah.
And yeah, fair play to Brighton. They're playing really well, and yeah, they look okay.
Scores, please.
2-1 Villa.
I'm gonna go 3-1 Villa. I just like this Villa side, and I think Brighton will struggle on the road this year.
Yeah.
At times. Bournemouth, Norwich City. I think, and I wouldn't have said this a few weeks ago.
No.
One team here is clearly better than the other, and that's the home side, Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth are a really handy team. Callum Wilson's found form.
Yeah.
I think they've got good players in behind them. I think they've got a very good manager.
Yeah.
Josh King's playing well.
Be interesting to see with Howe if he starts to get linked with these jobs, if they start to come around. Spurs, even Everton. I know Everton aren't great, but it's a bigger club.
Great Everton. Budget.
Yeah, exactly. I think
yeah.
that might start to happen because he's doing a very, very good job at the moment.
Well, Mourinho's the one being linked for Spurs. Heavily linked for Spurs.
I love him at Arsenal, actually. But never mind.
But Eddie, I'd have Eddie Howe at Arsenal.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I agree with you. Bournemouth are doing quite well at the moment.
Norwich have slumped.
Yes.
They're down. They're in the relegation zone now because of Newcastle's win. They seem to be doing so well, but they had a lot of injuries. Hopefully some of those will be coming back after the international break.
You'd like to think so, wouldn't you? Yeah.
But they are starting to slip, and it's doesn't take much to all of a sudden be sort of thinking, oh, there's 4 or 5 points from us from safety.
Yeah, they are starting to struggle, I've got to be honest. And I think these are the months where they define your season, don't they? If you get to Christmas intact and in the pack, they've got half a chance. But I think, like you say, they're going to start to struggle.
Timo Pukki.
He scored in the week.
Scored a very nice goal for Finland.
Who are going to make it to the Euros, so fair play to him.
Yeah, and they do have a striker who can score, which is vital at this level.
I'm just concerned about the other end, mate.
Yeah, well, when Grant Hanley's starting at the back, you know you're in trouble. I'm worried, a little bit worried for them now. They started so well, but this sort of gloss has worn off. Yeah,
to lose 5-1 at home to Villa is a massive kick in the teeth. That you got to make your kind of home stadium a fortress, especially if you're trying to pick up points.
I can't see Bournemouth scoring less than 3.
No, and I feel like it's just like Sheffield United going to Bramall Lane is a difficult task.
Yeah.
I mean, going to Carrow Road, you can pick up points there.
Yeah,
that's the difference, and that might be what kind of sends them down.
I'm gonna go 3-1 Pukki to score.
I'm gonna go comprehensive 2-0.
2-0.
I can't see Norwich scoring.
Oh, I think when you've got a striker there, all he needs is a chance, half a chance. Chelsea Newcastle. We haven't talked about this yet. Quite simply, were fantastic against Man United. They were the better team. They deserved to win.
Oh, 100%. Everyone played for the shirt. The crowd got behind them. I thought they were absolutely brilliant.
And regardless of Mike Ashley, this is the thing. People have booed Steve Bruce. He's a Newcastle lad. He played for the Wallsend Boys Club. This is the team he supported. I know he's managed Sunderland in the past. This is the club he supported as a boy.
Yeah.
This is his dream job, and he's doing everything he can, including trusting the local kids. What a debut from Matty Longstaff.
I absolutely love that midfield. I think it's brilliant.
Sean and Matty Longstaff.
Yeah, they're both local. They both want to play for the club. I think it's great. And he was absolutely brilliant, Matty, against Man United.
Put the effort in.
Absolutely brilliant.
Got about. And so was Sean, though.
Yeah.
Sean was busy.
Oh, yeah. Sean kind of does the simple things, and Matty runs around like a headless chicken.
Yeah.
That's great, and I quite like that.
Matty had another shot that, almost scored a screamer as well.
Agreed.
Another local boy came on, and I thought was fantastic. Andy Carroll, I thought played so much better than Joel Linton.
Yeah, agreed.
Showed his class. Joel Linton, I don't think is ever going to be a top Premier League striker. Andy Carroll, as much as he's been injured, we forget, when he's fit, he has been a top Premier League striker.
His first stint in Newcastle, he was absolutely brilliant in some games.
And at West Ham, whenever he was fit, he'd go straight back in because he was great. And I think when he came on against Man United, he was a handful.
Yeah.
He held the ball up well. He brought other people into play. You forget he's actually not terrible with his feet.
No, he's decent. He's a really good player.
Yeah. So I think that the quicker they can get him back to full fitness, the better, because they should be starting.
Well, you think another 2 weeks getting his fitness on the training grounds. He should be too far away, to be honest, should he?
Would not surprise me if at the start of next season they've got rid of Joel Linton and Andy Carroll as the number 9 shirt back, if he's fit.
Yeah, give Joel Linton a chance, but I agree. He would not be my first choice out of the two, not in a million years.
So if Andy Carroll's that little bit closer to full fitness, I would
I'd
expect to see
start
him
him.
from the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't want to start him and risk him getting injured. He's got such a bad injury record. You don't want to overdo it.
Yeah.
Half an hour at the moment might be good just to wane him in.
Yeah.
And it showed against Man United. I thought it was great. He was on when the goal was scored.
Oh, don't get me wrong. They're not going to win this game, but
Yeah.
fair play Newcastle, improving, which is
Yeah.
good.
Let's talk about Chelsea. Another team that are playing sort of their homegrown players. I don't know whether they were Chelsea fans or from the area as kids, but coming through the academy, Tamori, Mount, James is starting to get in. Hudson-Odoi's come back. Loftus-Cheek will be back from injury soon.
Yeah, Tammy.
You've got Tammy up front. You've also got, even looking a little bit deeper, players like Mark Gahey getting the league games.
No, not Gilmore.
Yeah, there's a Gilmore there. Mark Gahey getting league cup games. Sorry, won't be far off the match day squad for the league. I think that's my phone. But I think that they look very good. I think they look like. I know Arsenal are third in the league, but I think Chelsea look like the third best team at the
I don't know
moment.
what that means.
Brilliant. Siri's
If
just
you like, I can search the web for. Okay, Siri,
Classic.
I think that they look very good. I think they look
But
like.
yes, I also think that Chelsea are looking very good at the moment. You sort your fade out, mate.
Yeah, I'm just going to turn it off. That was really weird, wasn't it?
What's going on? Why was she Australian?
Oh, because I got my phone in New Zealand. My Siri's Australian.
Oh.
My Siri is an Australian lady who
amazing.
you just imagine she surfs in her spare time.
There is no way you can cut that. So.
No, there isn't. This is just going to be in.
Yeah.
Let's go back to Chelsea. I think they're the third best team in the league. As well.
Agreed, yeah, they are, and they are improving a lot. I heard Lampard in a press conference yesterday saying he's really pleased with how they're kind of slowly progressing.
He has to be. It's gone better than most
Oh,
Chelsea fans thought it
100%.
would.
And yeah, I agree, they look really good, and their squad is really quite strong as well. It's like,
Yeah.
and they are third best team by miles.
The thing about Lampard is, for me,
Actually, Leicester are quite good, but yeah.
Yeah, Leicester are quite good as well. But with Lampard, I thought potentially this had come a little bit early for him. However, he's always been known as a very intelligent man. He had, an IQ for a footballer. He got sort of like 5 GCSEs, which is huge for a footballer. But he's a clever bloke. He's a very clever bloke. He's well spoken. You can tell he knows his stuff. He always has with footballers.
Yeah.
Because it's like Lampard v Gerrard is like a different version of the Messi-Ronaldo debate. Gerrard, naturally gifted, quick, strong, good on the ball, great at everything. Lampard studied, learned how to make that late run. Was a more he taught himself how to become that. Not to say that Gerrard didn't work hard. Gerrard wasn't the most naturally gifted player in the world, and he became a very good player because of work. But Lampard I always felt was a cleverer player.
Yeah.
A little bit smarter. Gerrard I thought overall was better. And I think that's showing in the management. Although Gerrard's doing a good job at Rangers.
He's doing a very good job.
Doing a very good job at Rangers. I think that Lampard will probably be a better manager long term. Although they could be a management rivalry, just like they were players.
Yeah, I'd like to see Gerrard leave the SPL because it's a terrible league. Yeah,
it really is.
We'll move back onto the game.
Yeah, so Chelsea, Newcastle. What do you think the score's going to be?
3-0, home win,
I was
comfortable.
going to say exactly the same thing, so I'll change it slightly, and I'm going to go
4.
No, I'm going to go 2-0. Because I think he'll start.
I don't think it's
the long,
going to be a hammering.
No, I think he'll start the Longstaff boys, and they'll get about. Kante's injured as well, so that doesn't help.
Yeah.
I know Jorginho's played well, but you
Played
lose
well for Italy
so
in the league as well, really well.
You lose so much.
Oh yeah,
When
100%.
you lose Kante. Barkley's coming back into form.
Yep.
So he'll probably slot in there, I would think. On to the next game, Leicester, the other team that I'm tipping for the top 4, is Leicester. They're hosting Burnley at the King Power. Personally, I can only see it going one way.
That's a test, isn't it? It's a test.
I wonder if James Maddison's hangover's gone.
God,
Silly boy.
He is a silly boy. He's absolutely screwing up his England career. But
Yeah.
fair play to him. And he'll probably score a blinder at the weekend and just put everyone in their place.
Thing is, he'll get another chance. You think of Gazza in the
Of course he
dentist chair and Sheringham and that. They're great players.
He's got way too much quality to not be given a chance at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a test because obviously Burnley are very good. You know what Burnley do. But as you say, I think quality's just going to come through, and I'd like to see Leicester win it as well.
You know what I'm hoping happens?
Yeah.
Maddison scores and does a gambling celebration. Like the dentist chair
He's got
celebration.
chips in his sock.
Yeah. Just something like that, or he just plays some cards or something. Just does money.
Yeah, yeah.
Something to do with the gambling.
Yeah.
I think it'd be so
Whilst
funny.
looking at Southgate,
Like Robbie Fowler, like Paul Gascoigne.
Yeah.
I think that would be absolutely amazing.
That would be good.
Rooney getting knocked out. That's how you silence your critics.
Yeah.
Burnley, I think, will be organised. I think they'll be tough to beat. So I think it's going to be a close game.
We say the same thing about Burnley every week.
But that's what they
just
are.
Do their job.
That's what they are.
Will pick up way too many. They'll finish probably 10th this year. I wouldn't be surprised.
Burnley are one of the most boring teams to
they
talk about in broadcasting.
Yeah.
That's why you don't hear of Burnley calls on TalkSport or 606 or Love Sport.
Yeah.
You don't hear Burnley people getting involved, Burnley fans getting involved, because Burnley fans know what they're expecting.
Yeah.
They're going to be all right.
Their team barely changes either.
Their team doesn't change. There's nothing to talk about because they will play the same way. They will be tough to beat. They'll pick up enough wins. They'll finish somewhere between 14th and 16th.
Oh, I think they'll finish
14th, 17th, or 10th and 17th.
Yeah.
I can't see them breaking the top 10. I don't think they're good enough. But at the same time, if they did, it would be a bit like, they just steady.
The one shining light is I like McNeil. He's young. He's playing
Yeah.
for the England under-21s. That's the one player I'd look at and go, yeah, he's decent.
Burnley are Stoke.
Yeah.
Burnley are the new Stoke. Dwight McNeil is the new Matthew Etherington. Like, that's what it is. He's a handy left winger who can get around a player.
Yes.
But he's got the big boys around him who'll knock it onto him. That's Burnley. And the worst thing Burnley could do would be to try and progress like Stoke did and find themselves the foot of the Championship.
Yeah.
1-0 Leicester.
Yeah, I was gonna say that as well. 2-1.
Burnley could score.
Yeah, agreed. I think I can see Burnley scoring from a set piece or something. It's going to happen, isn't it?
Okay.
But I want to see Leicester win. I want them to keep in the top 4. I really like them.
Tottenham Watford.
Oh, 2 weeks ago was horrendous, wasn't it?
So this is an interesting game for us because we're local for Watford.
We are. I'd like to see Watford win.
Of course you would. You're also an Arsenal fan.
Yes.
But I am a Spurs fan, so Tottenham will always have my heart and my passion. But at the moment, my passion is getting me nowhere because against Brighton, simply put, in a game that Tottenham needed to make a statement to show that the 7-2 drumming from Bayern Munich,
well done, Serge Gnabry, had a blinder.
Yeah, was in the past and was a one-off. They played like Watford did against Brighton in the first game of the season. Didn't show up, rubbish. It didn't help that Hugo Lloris dropped the ball in the first half
That looked really
dislocated
bad,
his elbow.
yeah.
He's out for the year. So we've re-signed Michel Vorm. Paolo Gazzaniga is going to be the first choice till Lloris comes back. Kane will captain the side, which I don't hate. However, I don't see how we can have improved it. And the only thing that I'm hoping is that Lo Celso's getting closer to coming back, Sessegnon's getting closer to coming back, and we can then bring some bring some fresh blood that are going to become that are new, that are going to be passionate about showing their best in a Spurs shirt.
Yeah, it was mentioned on the radio today about how would you improve what Spurs do, and everyone's going, "Oh, just change the team," but you don't have enough players to do that at the moment. No, of the same quality.
Yeah, so
and you can't take Eriksen out, you can't take Alderweireld out, Vertonghen, you can't take them out.
What I've read is that Pochettino is listening. The thing that I don't mind is that it seems to be a little bit clearer. We're going to listen to offers for Alderweireld, Vertonghen, Eriksen, Dyer, Aurier and Rose in January.
It's like half your side, isn't it?
Although Pochettino's come out this week and said he's not expecting to sign anyone, he trusts his players. Excuse me, what a shambles this show is becoming.
All your side.
I know, all me, but I think that it's worrying, and he wants to build the defence around Foyt, Sanchez and Sessegnon. Sessegnon, not a bad shout.
Yeah,
he's only 20.
I like Foyt. I think he's all right.
I like Foyt as well. I don't know, right back or centre half. I think that he could become a very good centre half, but I'd probably start him at right back at this point. Yeah. I'd start him this weekend. He played twice for Argentina. He's fit now. I think that Aurier is a liability. I'd start him at right back.
I'd go and get Pereira from Leicester. I'll break the bank for him. You need him.
I'm looking at the players that we can replace Vertonghen with, because I think that Sanchez is going to be the replacement for Alderweireld. Hopefully he can learn to defend, which would be great. But it's looking like it's going to be... We've been linked with Bong from Wolves. Bolly.
Yeah.
Bong was the
Played Brighton for a while, didn't he?
Brighton.
Played for Brighton, he was terrible.
Willy Bolly, which is a great name. But left-sided, I would be looking at 2 players who I think would be available. I think the best left-sided centre-backs, Harry Maguire's right-footed but plays on the left side, Virgil van Dijk, we're not getting those players.
Laporte.
Or Laporte, yeah. There are 2 players I look at. One of them is Nathan Ake. The other one's Tyrone Mings. But they're both going to cost you excess of 40 mil.
You could get Ake. Well, you could.
It's going to be 50 mil. 50 mil.
Take it. He's only 23.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tyrone Mings, I looked at him for England and I thought, I like this.
Yeah. He's improved massively as a footballer, isn't he?
So they're the 2 players that I would go in for on the left side of our defence.
I think you need like 7 players. Honestly, I think you need backup and you need quality.
Yeah.
And as you say, you could get 2 decent centre halves, a decent right back, someone who can hold in midfield, someone to replace Eriksen, probably an extra striker to kind of compete with Kane. You need a lot of players.
I don't think we need a right side centre back. I don't like Sanchez, but I think Foyt.
Right back, like
right back,
Pereira.
definitely a right back. Yeah,
Even
Pereira.
No, you got Sessegnon.
Pereira would be great.
Chilwell would be great.
Sessegnon, Davies there as well. It's fine. I don't see why Leicester players would come to us right now. But I'm looking at it and just thinking that's it's going to be very difficult to improve. But it's almost lucky we're coming up against a team who can't catch a break at the moment in Watford.
Yeah.
I think it's a good time. I think Watford's the international break came at a good time. 2-3 weeks after Sanchez Flores has come in, he can have had some time to actually. I know a lot of players went away, but actually catch his breath after taking the job and reassess. Think, right, this is how I'm going to do it now.
Yeah, and we're not going to get absolutely smashed 8-0 again this season. So yes.
Yeah, exactly. So I am slightly worried as a Tottenham fan. I do think it's a home game, and we need to make a statement. I'm going to go a tight 2-1 Spurs win.
I think it's a good game for you. As you say, you've got to be playing against a team who are way out of form, and it's a good one to come back into, isn't it? I agree with you. I think it will be tight though. I'm going to say 1-0. I think Kane will score a penalty or something, and you'll struggle.
Yeah. What does Sanchez Flores need to do to improve Watford just quickly?
I don't really know. His tactics are weird. His tactics against City were terrible.
He was great against Arsenal.
And yeah, that's the thing. That second half, they were absolutely brilliant, and they thoroughly deserved to win that game.
Play like that.
Yeah, I don't understand. And then obviously against City, it's just everyone's behind the ball. Delfeo up front, who's not a striker.
Yeah.
It's just going to keep coming back, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not sure.
Deeney's must coming back.
Yeah, agreed. They do need a focal point. They do need a leader on the pitch because they are struggling slightly. But they will improve. Yeah. And then I don't think they're going to go down. I think they're better than that.
Quickly moving on, Wolves, a team on the up. Southampton, a team who I think are going to be contenders for relegation. I like Wolves. I think they're very good. I think they've got a great manager, great set of players. Southampton, on the other hand, I think have got a good manager but don't have a very good set of players. So I think they'll struggle this season.
Good one for Wolves. No midweek game, no games for a while. Everyone comes back recharged and ready to go. That's always a winner. And as you said, they're starting to win games and they're very good against City. And our man Traore was absolutely brilliant. And yeah, I agree. They are miles better. I slightly fear for Southampton, but I think they're going to get enough points. I can think of 3 worse teams.
Wolves, I'd say, have probably slightly few more internationals, so Southampton might have had some time to work on some stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like Hassan Hurtel. Yeah. I agree. There's some real rubbish in that side, but there's probably just enough.
I still think it's going to be 3-0.
Yeah, 2-0.
On to the late kick-off. I can only see this going one way, although Palace are a bogey team for City. They always seem to play well against City. However, I think that City will walk it. I think that there's not much we can say about City. We can say they're in a crisis because they lost against Wolves.
They're not in a crisis.
But, I think Liverpool are going to win the league.
So do I. There was kind of rumblings of maybe it being Guardiola's last season. He's taking the players as far as he can, and the relentless pressing game is suddenly starting to wane on players, and I get that.
Two key things have happened.
Yes.
Vince Kompany's left the club.
Yeah.
And Laporte's got injured.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. Everything else is fine.
Yeah. To be fair, Bernardo Silva's not playing a lot, which he did last year, which is a bit surprising because I think he's brilliant. I don't really like Mahrez.
I prefer Bernardo Silva.
But De Bruyne has come back in. He's been absolutely sensational.
I think he's taken Bernardo Silva out of the firing line after the racism thing.
Yeah. He's bloody brilliant.
He's bloody brilliant. The worrying thing against Wolves is that they didn't threaten properly.
No, not at all. You think I was probably like you. I was kind of looking at it on Sky Sports News and on the radio. I listened to you for sort of about 10 seconds. And it was just you expected City to do something after the first one went in. You're like, oh, they're going to come back, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're definitely going to score. You just heard nothing. It's like, oh, Wolves have another chance, another chance, another chance. Like, okay.
And they left themselves
Yeah.
open.
Yeah.
And Traore played very well.
And even second half, there was barely any kind of reports of City hitting the bar, hitting the post, just
Going for
free.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, great
Nothing.
saves from Patricio.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most worrying
Yeah.
thing there. However, I think that again they'll come back with a bang here.
Of course they will.
I think Palace, by the way, joint fourth in 7th or 8th on goal difference, whatever it is. They are having a great season.
Oh, if Palace win, they go above City. Unbelievable.
It's just ridiculous. I wouldn't. I picked them to be one of the teams who are going to struggle and go down.
Yeah, I hate Palace.
I still think they're crap.
Yeah, so do I. I love Roy Hodgson. He's doing such a good job, and he's such an underrated manager.
Yeah, the thing about Roy Hodgson is, and I've said this a few times now, if he hadn't been England manager, we'd be talking about it completely differently.
Yeah.
The England manager role is a poison chalice. It's hard to come out of there looking good. Sven's another one who people sort of thought, wasn't that great. Capello, what a career he's had. Terrible for England. Steve McLaren was great till he went to England, and then he's been terrible since. But Roy Hodgson has been good almost everywhere he went. Struggled at Liverpool, bounced back by being fantastic at West Brom.
Did really well at Fulham.
Fulham's spell was unreal. Inter Milan, he's won stuff. He was great. And now at Crystal Palace, he's making that team punch well above their weight. He's a very good manager.
He's one of those you'd think it won't happen, but if a bigger job did come up, even the Everton job, I'd take Roy. I'd 100% take Roy.
He's like a better Sam Allardyce.
Yeah.
He's like a Sam Allardyce who can play on the ground as well.
And as you say, that Palace team is absolutely crap. Apart from Zaha, everyone else is rubbish.
Yeah.
And he's doing such a good job.
I don't mind Milivojevic. Gary Cahill's made a difference.
Gary Cahill, massive, but they're just run-of-the-mill Premier League players, aren't they? There's nothing.
Oh, they're that
special
sort of
about
half of them are Championship
Yeah,
Premier League,
agreed.
and they've got a couple of Premier League in there. They've got a couple of the players who'll get a move to a Watford if they went down.
Oh, 100%. He's just got them organised and they're
Yeah.
great on the counter and away from home.
Yeah.
And that is just brilliant.
Some players who suit Burnley.
Yeah.
Roy Hodgson's done such a good job there.
Yeah.
Knight him.
And I saw they were 14-1 to win tomorrow. That is definitely worth a fiver.
Worth a fight because they're a bogey team for City. They cause City problems every single time.
Yeah.
I still think it's going to be 4-1 City.
Yeah, I'm going 3-0. Yeah.
3-0.
I can't see Palace scoring.
I just think they might count on the capture. You know, with Zaha, they can count on the counter attack.
It depends where he plays. If he plays up top, obviously the back two are terrible at the moment. Who knows?
Yeah, it's possible. Man United Liverpool on Sunday, 4:30.
Huge.
This, quite simply put, if Manchester United not win but do not turn up to this game, then questions have got to be asked of Solskjaer and all the ex-players because the problem is, this is the problem with what I'm seeing in the media at the moment. Half of the pundits that are available played with Solskjaer at Man United, so none of them want him to go. They all love him there, and unfortunately for me, I don't think he's a very good manager.
For me, the job is too big for him.
Yeah.
And you notice it on press conferences, he keeps going back to the 99 team. And you can't just...
Compare it.
Yeah, you can't just live on the fact that year they were great. You're not a good manager, mate, and you're not doing a very good job. And I know they're struggling. I know their team is poor at the moment. They've got injuries. I understand that. But they are in trouble. And I don't think it makes a blind bit of difference if someone else comes in. They're still going to be poor.
Yeah.
Their team's terrible.
Yeah, and the thing is, I look at Solskjaer, and like you say, you keep mentioning 1999. If I was a Man United fan, I'd be like, so why are we so bad?
Yeah.
You played under Alex Ferguson. You watched how he worked.
Yeah.
You know exactly. He put his arm around you. You played for Alex Ferguson for 10 years, and you were never a regular starter.
Yeah.
He managed to convince you to stay as a very, very good striker.
Yeah.
Very good striker. Solskjaer would have started in every other team in the league. Every other team in the league. He convinced him to stay, to sit on the bench and be a super sub.
Yeah.
Why aren't you able to motivate your players in that way?
Yeah, I also blame Woodward slightly. I think
Oh,
that what
absolutely.
they've done in the summer was absolute. To be fair, they bought 3 very good players: Wan-Bissaka, Maguire. They bought someone else who was all right. Can't remember who it was.
They bought in James. Don't
Yeah,
they?
Danny. So they've all made an impact.
Yeah.
But there is so much rubbish in that squad. They need to move on. Pogba, just get him out of the club. He's terrible.
Well, the thing is, the players they did move on, they didn't replace adequately.
No,
they don't
Sanchez,
have
Lukaku.
There isn't a striker in that side.
Agreed.
Greenwood, I think, personally, if he's as good as everyone's saying he is, I just chuck him in now.
Yeah.
I think that Rashford showed for England midweek how much better he is off the left.
And it felt like the weight had gone off his shoulders slightly playing for England instead of Man United. Because he just played better.
Yeah.
And I know he's playing off left, I get your point. But he played a bit more confidence.
Yeah.
And just everything about him was better.
When Martial comes back, I'd be tempted to stick Martial through the middle and Rashford on the left.
Yeah.
With James on the right.
Yeah.
I think that Pereira's not great. Fred is woeful.
Fred's terrible. Matic is terrible.
Yeah, McTominay's been their best player this season.
I quite like McTominay.
He's getting about, but again, he's their best player, but he's not a Premier League winning midfielder.
No,
he's not a top four midfielder.
No.
He is a mid-table Premier League midfielder.
But the back four's okay. If you get your strongest back four,
Twanzebe,
that's not bad.
Or
Twanzebe.
Lindelof, either or at the moment.
But yeah, obviously De Gea's
Maguire.
out now as well.
Yeah, so the injury list is the players that are definitely out for this Liverpool game is
De Gea.
Pogba, De Gea,
Wan-Bissaka's
Wan-Bissaka's a doubt, Luke Shaw's a doubt, Lingard's out. Not that makes a difference. He's crap.
Yeah.
They've lost a core of their team. Is a doubt or out of this game. Martial's, I think, out. Not a doubt. I think he's out. He's one of the two. They are really, really. I think Matters may be a doubt as well. They're really struggling.
I think
really struggling.
back in the day when everything, backs against the wall under Ferguson, they would have turned up for a game like this and they probably would have won.
Well,
they're not going to do that on Sunday.
They even turned up under, was it Mourinho? When City were going to win the league at home, Man United, Paul Pogba played a blinder.
Yeah.
If they don't turn up, that's the thing. It's not whether they win, it's if they turn up. So if they play the way they play against Newcastle, they're going to lose 4-5-0 at home.
Yeah, and to be fair, there's not too much to say about Liverpool. They're playing well, and I fully expect them to win. Yeah, they're miles better at the moment.
Liverpool are the best team in the league at the moment. They win the league. They're just the most all-round team. And the funny thing is about that, I don't think they've got a great midfield. I think they could do. I think that if they played once, say Chamberlain comes back to sharpness, Naby Keita or Wijnaldum and Fabinho, it's a great midfield. But they're keeping on playing Henderson.
But he's great for these games. Him and Milner, they'll probably start on Sunday because they are the big game players.
They'll work hard. They don't mind being bypassed to get the ball up
in there with them. That's all right.
No, I'd Fabinho. I think it's most important. Then again, actually, I don't think it is because Man United don't have a decent breaking midfielder.
No. They're just poor.
They're just
I
terrible.
don't know what to say about them. I feel for the Man United fans at the moment. It's really bad, and they're not going to finish in the top 4 in a million years.
I think they might
finish in the top 10.
I think they might finish in the bottom half of the season.
I
could see them finish 15th.
That's a big statement.
It's a big statement. No, but the way they're playing now, they could finish 19th. But I think they're too good.
Did you see on, I think it was ESPN Sport, they were in the kind of mix for the relegation.
Relegation.
Brilliant.
But that's the way they're playing.
Yeah.
There's not, the loss to Newcastle. Newcastle played better than them. There's not many. There's the only team that I could actually mention who are playing worse than them right now is Watford.
And Norwich.
Norwich to a point, but Norwich at least sort of show some intent.
Yeah.
Norwich create more chances.
Well, that's the thing. We watched the game. They played away at West Ham. They're terrible in that one as well. They created nothing. And I saw another one against Southampton where they were lucky to get a point.
Yeah.
They really were. They're really poor.
I'm not sure it's a bad thing Pogba's injured.
No.
Because he's not doing anything in games.
No, of course he's not.
He just takes too long on the ball, he dallies.
He wants to leave.
He gets tackled.
He's just the most frustrating footballer on the planet. Just let him go.
Score prediction.
I was going to say something stupid like 5-0, but I'm going to rein it in. 2-0 Liverpool.
I'm going to go 3-0. I can't see Man United scoring.
No, all over the show.
They struggled. They couldn't score against with FC 20.
Yeah.
Or they struggled against Astana.
Yeah.
They're not scoring against Virgil van Dijk.
No,
I'm sorry, they don't have the
Too
striker.
many injuries, no form.
Yeah.
Manager under pressure, no chance.
On to the last game. So Monday night, Sheffield United at home to Arsenal. As an Arsenal fan,
yes, Miles.
You must be happy with where you are in the league this season, if not the performances necessarily.
Yeah, I was going to say if you were given 8 games in, going, well, where the hell are we third?
Yeah,
I would have beat your hand off for that. But performance has been terrible, but we are just about winning the games that we should be. But away from home, we are poor, and I think we might lose on Monday.
Yeah,
I really like Sheffield United.
I think that Unai Emery is going to be too conservative again. I think he's going to pick the wrong midfield again.
Well, that's the thing. We've had 2 weeks now where Tierney and Bellerin haven't done anything. They've been training. Neither of them gone out on international duty, which is good.
Yes.
So they should be starting this weekend.
I've seen a rumour that Tierney's going to be brought
Tierney
on.
should be, because he was on the bench for the last home game.
Holding should be as well.
Yeah, agreed. But then Luis scored in the last game. So he's
Well,
not
you're playing with
playing.
Luis. Drop Socrates.
Yeah.
I think Holding's your best centre-half.
No, so do I. But I think he's gonna be left out for a few weeks before he then gets his chance, which is really annoying.
But he started in the League Cup. That's where you start him. Or he
That's
started
right.
in Europa League, wherever it was. But I don't think I think he's going to be your third choice centre back all season. So I don't think Unai Emery. I know he's dropped Özil, but Özil's sort of almost dropped. I'm not sure he's got the bollocks to drop him. To drop either of the other two.
No, and I just find his tactics kind of slightly staggering at times. Against, as you say, we'll go really defensive on Monday, and you just go, why?
Yeah,
The game is there to win. Why
Yeah.
are we doing it? And it's just his midfield combination will be wrong.
It'll
And
be-
Torreira playing in the advanced midfield.
it's going to be. That's
yeah.
what I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be Xhaka
Guendouzi.
Guendouzi with Torreira in at the number 10 role, which is just a joke. Of the three of them, he's the least likely to be able to play number 10.
Just play Ceballos or just
Yeah.
play Ozil. Just play
Willock.
someone. Yeah, exactly.
Anyone.
I heard Torreira played as the deep line player for Uruguay in the week and
was
had a
fantastic.
blinder. Yeah,
Because he's a holding midfielder.
Just why?
The thing about Torreira is he's bitty and he gets about. He's almost a poor man's Kante.
He is, yeah.
You could play him as in that role and he'd be great. However, you won't because he decides that Xhaka's your deepest line midfielder. But Xhaka's awful.
Yeah, Xhaka is absolutely horrendous.
And he's your club captain and he's going to start every week. And the midfielder's going to... But the problem with starting him every week is you have to play players around that. So Unai Emery fancies Guendouzi.
To be fair, Guendouzi has been great this season. I know you hate him, and he's a bit of an idiot.
I saw a stat that he's the most... someone was... Not a stat. I saw an opinion piece saying that it was like the most overrated player at each Premier League team. Guendouzi got it for Arsenal because he was like, yeah, he runs around a lot, but what does he actually do? And I actually thought back to it and I thought when I watch him, I'm like, that's not necessarily untrue.
I know you hate him, but he has had performances this year where you go fair play.
Yeah, no, but again, he runs around a lot, he gets on the ball, but he's not that great on the ball. I don't look at him on the ball and think this is a very good midfield. Like when he lost the ball a few times against Watford when he shouldn't have.
Oh, agreed. He was put under pressure in because he took the ball in a stupid area and lost it.
But he could have popped it back to a centre back. There was things he could have done with it, and he lost it. He does run around a lot. He gets people's faces. I think that he's the type of player that sums up where Arsenal are at now. That you think he's great because he just runs around a bit.
I don't think he's great. I just think out of the three, he's been the best one, and that proves how bad that midfield is. And to be fair, I agree with you. In some games, he's been awful, but he's had shining lights. So the second half against Villa, I thought was absolutely sensational.
Yeah.
Set up a couple of goals, played really well.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I just don't get what we're trying to do at the moment, and Emery's starting to annoy me because I like you say, we mentioned Eddie Howe earlier. I love Eddie Howe to go in there. He'd do such a great job.
Is Lacazette fit?
No. Our shining light is our main man scores goals, and thank God he does, because otherwise we'd be absolutely stuffed.
Saka will be starting probably, and Pepe's been
Pepe
terrible.
was absolutely rubbish against Man United. It was embarrassing to watch.
He was.
And don't get me wrong, he'll come good, but it's going to take time.
I don't think he did much against... who was it you beat last weekend?
Bournemouth.
I don't think he did much in that game.
No, it wouldn't be a bad thing to just take him out the line, just take him out the firing line for a couple of weeks.
Score prediction, please.
1-0. We're going
I
to
think Sheffield
really
United are going to
struggle.
win. I think Sheffield United might nick it 2-1. I think that their overlapping defenders might be too much for your midfield. Because I think you'll play a defensive midfield, and I don't think any of them are actually... Unless if Torreira plays a number 10 role, I don't think the other two are actually very good defensively. No. I think Guendouzi switched off defensively, and Xhaka's just a nightmare. So I can see Sheffield United causing an upset here and winning 2-1.
I hate our midfield, and it's becoming more and more irritating every week.
And I don't think he'll start the right defence, so I think that they'll have chances.
Yeah, we'll no doubt have Kolasinac and make the nails on both sides, and we'll go, oh, that's great, isn't it? It's just rubbish.
Chambers, I think, will start.
Play your strongest team. We need to win these games.
I think Chambers will start a right back. 2-1 Sheffield United. I've got a feeling. So, that was episode 17 of Pub Foot with Miles and Jimmy. I'm looking forward to this weekend, because I think there's going to be a few upsets. And I think they might go against both of us, with the Tottenham, Watford and Arsenal, Sheffield United.
I'm pleased the Premier League's back. That's a good thing.
Yeah, well, I enjoyed the international break second half of it anyway, apart from the racism. So there's only one thing left to say. We'll see you on Tuesday, and Cheers.
Cheers.